So to show you how that works, I'm going to do a no-no here and just drag one of these files in. I'll tell you why that's a no-no in a minute. Now we have a sequence. It's made a sequence here. The icon is different, but it's been named after the file that we dragged in. It's also inherited the resolution of the video file that we put in. That's all right if all of your files, like in this case, are 1920 by 1080. If I've got a 4K video file and I drop it into this, it's going to look a bit weird. It might be massive compared to the other video. It might have been shrunk right down and look a bit weird and pixelated. It's just an unpredictable thing that you should probably be on top of. So tell you what, we'll scrap this. I'll show you how to manually make a sequence. A sequence is a thing to store edited clips in. And there's a bunch of presets that are probably going to look really bewildering. They're not super important, they're just pre-set up sequences for different kinds of footage. That's one of those reasons why it's important to know about the kind of footage that you've shot. Because I know that I've got 1920 by 1080, I'm going to choose a 1080p preset, which shows us a frame size of 1920 by 1080 with an aspect ratio of 1. Pixel aspect ratio. The frame rate here is 23976, so pretty much 24 frames a second, and that's all right. I know I've got one of those is like that, another one is like 60, another one is like 120. That doesn't matter so much right now. It's the size of the frame that's important. Also, if you are really interested in using 4K, then that's up to you, but expect things to take a lot longer, especially if you've got high frame rate footage, because the computer's going to have to go through, especially if you've got effects on a clip, like a contrast or a curves or a glow. It's got to apply that effect to a bit of video 60 times a second at a massive size. If you don't need 4K, like if you really don't need it, just go with 1080p. Or if you're not sure. So, one 1080p sequence, it's empty. It's just called sequence 1, and it's here. Notice how if we go to our folder, shouty actors over here, walking hyperlapses over here, falling leaves, but there's no sequence file. The sequence isn't actually a file. The sequence lives inside the project file. It's just a description of what happens when. You can rename these. Let's drop something in. This might pop up. I don't want to change the sequence settings because the sequence is how I want it. I will change the footage to fit the sequence. I'm going to take off always ask and keep existing settings. Scrub through this. This is our timeline. The timeline from left to right will show you passing of time. Zoom in a little bit using these handles here. Here's our clip. It's actually quite short. It's what? Nearly 20 seconds long. Not much happens for the first half. So, I'm going to play it. I'm going to have my finger on the M key to drop a marker. When I see the hand come into frame, going to hit M, drop a marker. Markers are useful because they can help you snap. If I hold down Shift and move this, when I get close, it snaps to that exact time. The same goes for dragging the start of the clip. If I hold down Shift and move close, it snaps to that point. So now the clip starts when the hand comes in. There's another way of doing this. Let's remove that. Clear all markers, there we go.